We are on the record, everyone. This is a meeting of the Jersey City, let's start that again. Jersey City Municipal Council. Time is started is 5:33 p.m. The council members Gajewski, absent. Gadsden,
Here.
Baggiano, Yun,
Here.
Osborne, Robinson,
Here.
Rivera, Waterman, Guevara.
Here.
I know there's in the mayor's giving a state of the city tonight, and we're going to try to make this caucus. Take it away, Council President.
Okay, we will start with Brian Weller, who has 10T, is that T? As in Tom? And 10Z7.
is a recommendation to award for a new playground surface at Bayside Park. It was publicly bid, and we're going with the lowest responsible bidder.
Brian, when's our track gonna get done?
Okay, just
Working out with engineering.
It's been going on for 3 years.
I understand.
okay.
So do you have any timetable for that Pershing Field for, race track, track that, any timetable? When you're able to put it out the bids or anything?
We're working with engineering on that because it's primarily a paving contract. It's not really, we're not gonna be able to do the surfaces there. We're gonna improve it with paving and paint the stripes. So I'm working with engineering on that. The batch plant's still open for another month or so, and so by the time they gear up, it'll probably be, I would assume around mid-May, but I need to defer to the engineer on that.
So, not only the council, my concern is that when the 2014 BA pretty well know, when we should $36 million capital improvement dollars, we allocated for just track for the person for $800,000. So almost now is 2 years, almost not 3 years. So our concern is there's still money in the account. I want to make sure that $800,000, and the plus, when you have continued delayed at the job, what happened that the inflation and so on, so cost will be more. So it's just our concern is that to make sure you have any timetable you set up for, track for the Pershing Field.
Okay, so you need information about making sure that the monies are still there, is that correct?
Yes.
And so if we can get an account balance for that, and then Brian, come to the next meeting with a timetable for the Pershing Field. All right?
And what's the next one?
Z7. This is a resolution authorizing the award of a professional services contract to Partner Engineering and Science, Inc. for space planning and concept plan for the City Hall fourth floor renovations project.
We have a fourth floor in the City Hall? I thought this was. Are we gonna build another floor? Really?
No, we do have space. That was the area that went on fire back in the 70s. Okay. So it's basically just a shell. And so let me give you a little bit of the history on why this is coming before you right now. So we all know about Hurricane Sandy wiping out the basement. And the FEMA was going to give us money to do a flood mitigation plan for the basement. The plan that we recommended, that we thought was cost effective, was a mitigation plan that centered on the interior part of the basement, the inner square. There's vault and there's the boiler room and everything that we felt should be protected, and the perimeter of the basement. We didn't recommend because it was going to cost way too much money to do all new windows and some flood drainage that they asked for. So we stuck with just the interior. FEMA said unless we were going to do the whole thing, they wouldn't support it. So we said, well, if we want to put offices down there, how about we put them on the fourth floor? And FEMA said that's something we could support. It's mitigating the flood issue. You're moving offices from the basement to the fourth floor. They looked at it. We've had an engineering firm look at it. And they said, yes, this could be, workable space. So they've said they will give us anywhere from $4 to $6 million to fund the project on the fourth floor.
How much is it? How many million dollars?
$4 to $6 million. I mean, it looks like 4 is pretty much guaranteed, and depending on how the plan comes together, they might approve up to $6 million. So Brian's here hiring an architect or an engineer to look at the space and come up with a plan for it.
Okay, let me ask you, how many square feet is the first floor? Yes. First floor to renovating, for the renovation square feet, how many?
I actually don't know off the top of my head.
We don't have any idea.
It's similar to this. It's similar, yeah, it is.
So the,
Similar to
It's the floor above this floor, above the third floor, yeah.
oh, this one.
Yeah, so it's,
it may be a little less, but
there's a dome in the middle, but
yeah, I mean, there's some steel girders that are up there that some will be moved, some will be left intact. But the dome that you see there in the hallway, takes up the fourth floor a little bit. So that space is unoccupiable.
We're not gonna build up the roof deck for the drinking, right? So then,
Councilman, if that's what you want us to do, let us know.
when we build the roof deck, any office gonna be there? Well, part of the city council office gonna move up, so everybody can private room.
My initial thought was maybe it becomes the new executive suite for the mayor and for the council. And if everyone moved upstairs, then we could renovate the existing space for additional offices for city departments. The spirits, Mr. Mayor Hague has okayed it.
If we have some
I
specific
say that with all due
questions,
respect, Mayor.
let's keep it moving along. All right, nothing else? Thank you, Brian.
It still has Hallahan and Coleman. I don't know if you want to change that.
To the city clerk, updating the disclosures.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna see that until purchasing, stuff that's been in the works, Councilman. Some of the stuff's been in works for the last couple months. Okay. That's why we were trying to get that,
Let's move on.
all right.
Okay, we have Diana Jeffrey here from the Jersey City Redevelopment Agency with regard to 4A.
I'm here with Chris Fiore from the Redevelopment Agency and Joe Bauman, who's our outside counsel, who
There's just one issue we want to talk about.
Danny, listen. This is gonna be long, right? This one issue is gonna go 3 hours.
They brought it, not me.
So the simple change really is that, per the request of some of the council, we've added some clarifying language in the redevelopment agreement, which the JCRA does, and that clarifying language just says that the school is going to be a traditional public school. So we just wanted to we have updated RDAs for you guys to look at, just so you know that we made that change. And then the other change was asked for by Councilman Gatson, so we're just here to let you know that that also got made.
Is that the same change as Councilman Gadsden, traditional public school?
No, Councilman Gatson also asked for the terms of the profit sharing to be added into the ordinance.
Oh, right.
We did that.
Yeah, we did that. So those two changes are on your copy. We just wanted to make you aware of that.
Robert, you were around for many years, like I was. Didn't Philopolis want to build on this property here several years ago, maybe 10 years ago? And he offered $5 million an acre back then. So if he offered $5 million an acre back then, as of what I believe he did, this land is worth a lot more. This city is giving away this land. This is a shame, and there's got to be a lot more into this. A lot of people in this city are ticked off over this. And it's something that should have been discussed and brought to the people and explained to the people. And it's wrong what's going on here. And I'll tell you, there's gonna be a lot of repercussions over this, believe me.
So added to, go ahead.
Just for clarity, like I didn't, the term traditional Jersey City public school, I'm really talking about the Jersey City Public School District, right? That's what like out of all the conversations that I've been having, and that we've been talking about, I needed to see that when Hoffman was here, I said, have you had any dialogue with Dr. Lyles or the Jersey City Public School District in talking about this whole overall project? Because the discussion is it going to be a charter, a private, like, so the discussion is, have anyone had a conversation with Jersey City Public School District? Because in the last project that we voted on down at Christopher Columbus, inside of that particular language of the contract, it did say Jersey City Public School District, and Jersey City Public School District also approved and voted on it back in August. So it was a, communication line. It was a joint effort. This project right here, if you put in a traditional public school, a traditional public school can mean just about anything, but I just wanted to be specific on folks having a discussion on working with Jersey City Public School District.
So the specific language we put, Joe Bauman, special counsel to the agency, the specific language we've put in the redevelopment agency is going to be acted on by the agency, says that the school space will be leased to or operated by the Jersey City School District for nominal consideration.
Jersey City Public School District?
Yes. So it's directly going to go to the district.
What he's concerned about is, did y'all have a conversation
We
with
had
the
the conversation because
superintendent?
no one had, because
Right, because it has to go through the board to get it approved, even if anything's gonna be done.
I'll follow up.
So
I don't
that's
really
what he's
answer that.
concerned about.
I'll follow up on Wednesday.
We had that conversation.
Joyce, I'll follow up on Wednesday. I don't know that. I'll follow up.
So can I ask you that, I don't understand, I don't know the legal statute, but,
Good idea.
yes,
Go ahead.
okay. January 2015, actually, I read it, Georgia Journal, mayor said the city is committed to help the Liberty Science to raise $80 million for the science tech project. When the mayor says city is committed, legal standpoint, what kind of response the city of Jersey City we have to raise $80 million?
We have a responsibility just to do what the mayor said, which is help support the project and say we think, just say we think it's a good thing.
Okay, no, so he just said.
No, what I'm explaining to you is we have the obligation the mayor explained, which is to champion the project and let everyone know that it's a great thing and to bring awareness to all the great things the project's gonna do. And we've been doing that.
January 2015, Jay Sherry bought anonymously to give the land to the museum, Liberty Science Center. At the time, their land, city of Jersey owned the land, but how the hell JCRA the board can prove that, give us a land to the Liberty Science Center? How they can do that?
How can the JCRA convey the land to the Liberty Science Center?
How can we say it in an agreement? It's
JCRA board proved that they anonymously they give us a land to Liberty Science Center. At the time, 2015 January, at the time that land not even JCRA owned, still Jersey City owned. How the hell you guys can anonymously prove that not even your land, not yet JCRA, our land, the city owned?
It's owned by the people.
But how you can do that?
So the same way we did in this redevelopment agreement, it says that the JCRA will sell the land for nominal consideration, plus the additional consideration we've talked about, if it acquires it from the city. If it doesn't get it from the city, then we can't sell it, but it's in the agreement that we can't sell it unless we get it.
The other way around, you know what I'm saying?
It's just a normal business structure, it's a contingent clause.
But I'm not feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? We're very uncomfortable because still we own land. We not even thought about the give the land to the JCRA, but JCRA set up the plan that not even they say if they anonymously prove that our land, the city land, to promise the Liberty Science they want to give it to them now. Okay, but I didn't say paper, but uncomfortable. But other things we're gonna ask Wednesday. Okay, so I want you to.
We'll all be here.
We all see as
That's not the
you know,
point,
Are you gonna give us
Jeremiah.
those questions in advance?
questions of the bench?
Yeah, the land belongs to the people of Jersey City, not to this council here.
Councilman Young.
This is an out-and-out blatant disgrace what's going on. Speak to the people of this city. They're furious about it.
Okay. Folks, thank you very much.
We'll see you on Wednesday, and then bring the whole team.
That JCRA agents spend $150,000 to environmental testing. Can I have a copy of the result of testing, environmental testing, the land?
Environmental report we have, yes.
Okay, I'd like to have a copy of that, okay? All right?
Provide that to the, council secretary, and she'll make sure it gets to everyone in council.
Because Jeremy had just, I was just asked by Jermaine, has anybody offered to purchase this land? Yes, Philopolis offered to purchase the land, what I understand was $5 million an acre, and this was 7 to 10 years ago. So at that point, it was worth $5 million. What's it worth today? And we're giving it away. The taxpayers of this city are giving away 16 acres of land? No. I'm for the project. I think it's a great project, but not giving away the city land.
Okay,
I have
also,
one more question.
okay,
Any encumbrances on this land? Any easements? Because I heard that the Spectre, pipeline goes through this land.
There's some regular easements, but the most important easement is the reverter clause that'll be in the deed, that if they don't build the project, it comes back to the city. So there's some,
There is infrastructure under the land.
yeah.
Wouldn't that affect the price of the land if it's a gas line underneath?
There's also environmental remediation that has to be done. It's a very complex land structure. There is not the proper infrastructure there to enable the full project. As you know, we have some road stuff to do around there. There's cleanup. It's
Right.
not a,
Who pays for the cleanup?
The developer.
The developer.
Liberty Science Center.
can we invite the real estate director in Jersey City to attend Wednesday meeting also?
sure.
Real
the
estate
director is
director.
not involved in this.
Yeah, but I know that, but I want you to be there too.
I don't know if that would be too helpful.
Well, actually, it's a very important to us, you believe or not. Because the real estate department in the city of Jersey City, they are actually managing all the property in the city of Jersey City, I like to have to too. You don't mind? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what she can provide on this topic, but
If you have a specific question that you thought you'd ask, and you can direct it. Councilman Gadsden.
I got a lot of questions, but I know we rushing for the sake of time. But this last question is based on the last meeting, we had asked for, I had asked for the wording that was talking about the appraisal value of the land. That's right. Inside of the redevelopment agreement in Schedule C, the developmental timetable, it does not mention that an appraisal, like when the appraisal is going to.
It's in the narrative. It has to happen 90 days after close.
That wouldn't appear in the construction timeline, but those are the benchmarks that the developer has to meet, but the appraisal will be conducted by the agency, so.
It's in the narrative language.
It is, it's in the RDA, it's in the warehouse clauses, it's in.
Listen, they don't get the land, they can't raise the money. That's the whole truth of the whole thing. So if people are so interested in this, I think it's a great project. Let them go out and raise the money and let them pay for the land. And that's the reason. It's because they can't raise any money unless they have that land for $1 or $10, whatever the heck it is.
And also, Jeremy, I think we can clear, myself, Rich Bojano, I think all council members that we support the project, really. I'm telling you one thing. One thing we want to make sure that, why are you laughing?
I'm not.
No, not you.
Guys, we can't get in the back and forth.
Yeah, come on.
We just want to make sure that we protect the taxpayers' interest. As long as the JCRA, Liberty Science, showed to us that they're going to protect the interest of the taxpayer of Jersey City, then we have a different story. We ready to support it. So all the question we're asking is that one of the reasons we want the project to move on. But you guys make us satisfied all our questions. Other than that, my strong recommendation is withdraw. On the time, prepare her, come up with a comprehensive plan, present to city council, you know what I'm saying? Instead of keep arguing, I think that's what we're looking for really. Because nobody want to kill the project, but we just want to make sure, protect our interests, okay?
What's your request? What's your request there?
He wants to withdraw it and do it again.
Yes, please
You
prepare some.
can make a motion to table or
Okay.
withdraw or delete, and we can resolve that on Wednesday.
Make us satisfaction to, that, you understand?
Okay? Thank you. Okay, from the top.
I think we have a couple of attorneys in the room,
Yes, we'll get through it.
okay? First reading ordinances, we have a traffic ordinance.
I'm sorry, 1 second, Jermaine?
4B that we tabled last,
We're gonna go through it, we'll get there.
no, but it's not in here. It's something we tabled at the last meeting regarding Kearney Avenue being, converted to a one-way.
Table agenda portion
Oh.
So Jermaine is asking for it to be revived at this meeting, and so he's gonna make a motion, you're gonna make a motion to untable it. And so if, City Clerk, if you can have copies of that available for that meeting.
If you look on the, next to the last page, Councilman, it's on the last page, it's on the bottom. It's item 11P.
If it was after the public hearing, we could do it.
I know, he's raising the issue to alert the fact that he intends to untable it, and if we can have copies of the ordinance.
Yes, even Michelle Massey is okay with it now.
Yep. All right, from the top.
We have a traffic ordinance, chapter 332, vehicles and traffic, fees and charges of the code. B, where,
Hold on, Councilman Yun, this is your ordinance, 3A,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes,
This is establishing a zone 16.
yes.
So, I thought mine was gonna get added too.
I requested that it be put on. We agreed that it would be, and I don't know why it's
We
not.
can walk it on, we're still,
Yeah,
we'll have traffic, we should get tomorrow.
I was very forceful about asking for that.
He was. We had to get traffic on the phone at the call.
Okay.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I won't mind the pass.
Okay. Can we continue?
B, disabled parking spaces. C, traffic code designating 70 feet if you marry in front of the north side of Christopher Columbus Drive and 40 feet in front of the residential tower at 70 Columbus Drive. There's no parking anytime. D, entering into a parking lot lease at 733, 735 Newark Avenue and 6870 Cottage Street due to parking displaced by the Pulaski Skyway project.
Say again, Councilman Bojano?
Is the state gonna pay for this? I mean,
DOT,
they took away all the parking spaces.
The money coming from the DOT?
Yes, DOT.
The DOT is paying for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
E,
All right, down the bottom. Okay.
executive orders creating the position of assistant supervisor, heavy equipment operator, second reading ordinances. Any questions?
No, this one, 3E. BA.
Yes, sir.
I look at the gentleman's address, it's almost 1.5 hours away from the city of Jersey. He lived 67 miles away. I mean, committing he's gonna spend like 130 miles a day.
That's his personal choice.
It's his personal choice. But next my question is that, can we come up promoting from that division, for the motor vehicle division? We cannot find the right person.
He's an existing, well, he was one of the employees that was brought over from the incinerator authority. He became one of our employees, and so he's a current employee for many, many years.
Okay. Second reading ordinances.
Any questions?
So all the question we're gonna answer tomorrow, right?
Yes, everything will be there.
Tomorrow?
Oh, no, Wednesday.
Don't be starting, this kid don't have to be.
Resolutions, any questions on the resolutions? You received your budget. We're gonna be introducing the budget and the resolutions that are associated to it. That's the accelerated tax sale, the reserve for uncollected taxes. We're gonna complete the Jackson Hill SID and introduce the historic downtown. Amongst other resolutions, any questions on the resolutions?
Yes, sir.
10F. The Jacksonville Main Street SID, their budget.
Yes.
Can't you look through, maybe, you know what, my concern is that, actually, there was a 10, what was it? 10F, right? That was my concern, was 10F, is it? Yeah. Yeah, 10F. Okay. If we see their budget, my concern is that they put you under like a grant, $86,000. The last year, they put in that their budget is $5,000 a grant, but they got nothing. So if we look at their, their budget books, if they not raise $86,000 grant, they're gonna have a serious problem that the money shortage coming down.
On the expense side, they spent $4,500 on a grant consultant when they originally budgeted $41,900, so they didn't really put that, I mean, I don't know the actual story, but if I had to guess, they didn't hire someone early enough.
We can ask Michelle.
You know what I'm saying?
You'll be
I-
here Wednesday to defend it.
You know what I'm saying? I support it in a best idea, but my concern is that, you know what I'm saying? Okay?
I know we're getting near the magic time. Any other resolutions anyone wants to speak about?
In that quick question the downtown said, I didn't think they'd voted on theirs yet. So they gave it to you and said they'd already voted on it?
They voted on.
Today?
They'll be there too, they'll be at the meeting, so you
No,
can,
downtown may not, they may or may not be, because it's perfunctory, the introduction and approval, but the adoption is. They,
Oh, this is the introducing. Got
Introducing.
it.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. Sorry. Yes, you're right.
okay,
Anyone else
no
have
on
questions?
Jackson Hill, not on the other. Any questions on any other resolutions?
Hearing none?
Motion by Councilperson Waterman, by Councilperson Rivera. To adjourn at 5:59, say
Good night.
good night, an acclamation.